How can someone be so ignorant and so shameless?
Can I ask you some questions to see if you're smart or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
So what countries were fascist during World War II?
China, maybe?
Dude, what?
They were like allied with Germany, right?
Dude, you just blew up my mind.
know.
I don't even know what to say. Dude, I'm from China. I can tell you. No. So Japan.
It was Japan, wasn't it?
It was Japan.
And Germany and what?
Russia. Was it France?
No, Italy. What year was Jesus got born?
Negative 30 AD? I don't know. I don't know. Year one, or it was 30 years before.
I'm sorry. Are you Christian?
Yeah, but I haven't really studied that much.
China has never forgotten America's help during World War II. In fact, our middle school, high school, and university textbooks all cover this history in detail. We even have 23 national memorial sites that specifically honor America's support. U.S. veterans of China Theater have been invited to China, received medals, and were treated with deep respect. We have never forgotten. Just Google it or ask your AI assistant, and you'll see that's the truth. At the Flying Tigers Museum in Kunming, there is an inscription. What we remember is not only the planes and ammunitions from our allies, but the courage of the humanity breaking through the clouds in a dark time. But today, their line feels painful, ironic. Here's another fact that many Americans don't know. The Chinese battlefield tied down 70 to 80% Japan's ground forces. U.S. historian John Toland once wrote, without China consuming the bulk of Japan's elite troops, the Pacific War could have lasted 2 to 3 more years, and American casualties could have exceeded 1 million. And let's not forget, in the 19th century, when Western powers invaded China again and again, America was among them. Why do so many US museums have rare Chinese artifacts? Where do you think they came from? Many were taken, looted during those invasions. Do Americans' textbooks ever mention that?
So this morning, Trump just admitted he watched China's 80th anniversary victory parade. He called it beautiful and very impressive. Think about that. The President of the United States praising a foreign anti-fascist celebration because America doesn't have one. And why not? The U.S., the self-declared arsenal of democracy, Hollywood's endless World War II movies, and the so-called savior of free world, refuse to celebrate anti-fascism at home. Why? Because fascism is not just history here, it's creeping back into the present. All you guys need to do, just look around. Paramilitary ice raids, Christian nationalist politics mixed with white nationalist groups, corporation funding censorship, and abroad, Washington keeps arming allies while Gaza faces a catastrophic humanitarian crisis, widely alleged war crimes under international investigation. That is not anti-fascism, that's selective morality. If America was truly the front line of against fascism, which I watched so many movies about it, you'd see parades in Washington every September. You'd see the working class honored, sacrifices remembered, lessons passed down. Instead, you get a mass shooting, book bans, billionaires tell you to shut up and work harder, while your government found bombs dropped on civilians aboard. Here's the bitter truth. The country that once claimed to fight fascism abroad is letting it grow at home, and even exporting it overseas. And unless people wake up, organize, and resist, the next parade in America won't be a victory over fascism. It will be for its return. Check out my website, grumpychineseguy.com.
Mr. Trump, you were wrong yesterday. In President Xi's speech, he actually acknowledged the support Chinese people received from foreign countries during World War II. He also thanked all of these countries. I don't understand why you keep asking people to thank you. We all remember what you did to Zelensky a few months ago. Please stop doing that, okay?
I want to talk about China's military parade and what it means. First and foremost, the United States military has never had a culture of illustrating its military prowess through military parades. The United States has shown time and time again, right, whether it's through conflict, the releasing of the next 6th-gen fighter, bomber, you name it, that it has the ability to project power and that it has a sophisticated armed forces. Nations like China, who have not been at war for years, that is really their only opportunity, right, to project their power and show the advancements in their military capacity. It's what you see in North Korea. It's what you see in Russia, primarily in your more repressive type of regimes is where you see these military parades. As someone who served in the United States Navy, did my marching at Great Lakes, that is just not something that's in the American military culture, right? Furthermore, I hear often of people talking about China's military hardware is garbage. I would push back against that because a lot of what China possesses in its arsenal, the blueprint came from the United States. And if the blueprint came from the United States, you can bet your bottom dollar it's probably good. The only difference is that China has stolen this intellectual property, retrofitted it, and augmented it to their own specifications, right? For what they're trying to accomplish in the East China Sea, in the South China Sea, in Indo-Pacific, in the Taiwanese Strait. That is where China is trying to project power. And on that topic, when we talk about great power conflicts, that is probably the biggest handicap to the Chinese military, is that they don't have the capacity to project power beyond those regions. A lot of China's naval forces is comprised of frigates, smaller vessels that are really meant to antagonize the Philippines as it relates to fisheries and things of that nature. The United States, however, has the ability to project power through our carrier strike groups that we can have anywhere in the world in a matter of days. So the military parades certainly illustrate a degree of discipline and coordination. However, China has yet to really prove that the military assets that it possesses have the capability to be in an armed conflict for a sustained period of time.